guys so very much for being here. Thank you for that, Jim. Thank you guys very much for being here. So I know this is not our usual day. We usually have our events on the fourth Friday of the month. Unfortunately, I did realize it's a little bit too late. It was a big, massive game on the other side of the road. But you're good. And so we didn't schedule it today. But again, we usually have it on the fourth Friday of the month. Thank you guys very much for showing up. I know for the first timers, we usually fill up this room, but we just had some scheduling issues. But do you want to say, if you are here for the first time, please raise your hand. Thank you guys very much for showing up. Again, we are the Frisco Democratic Club. We have 2 events every month. We have a breakfast club, and then we have this happy hour as well. This happy hour, I always bring a microphone and an amplifier, and I always talk about the events that are coming up. And also, if there's any candidates, I always also give them the time to introduce themselves as well, which we will do very shortly. But first, I want to raise up these QR codes that you see around here. These QR codes is the way that you can become a member of the Frisco Democratic Club, or just pitch us $1 or a way to our club. So we're not only a club, and not only does it help our club operations, it also helps the candidates in our area, because we are also a PAC. And what that means is that when we have amassed any surplus that we have before the general election, we send it to the Frisco Democrats who are running for office in our area. So it's not just helping out the club, it's helping out our candidates as well. So if you could, just come over here, scan this QR code. There's a way to donate to us over Act Blue, or also if you would like to, please click on member. It really helps us out a lot. I also want to stand in support of our board. If you're a board member, please raise your hand. These people right here, they really help us out a lot. So thank you very much. And also, we do still have a vacancy on our board as well. So if anyone wanted to be a secretary, we're in need of one of those. So if you would like to help us out, please contact me after this. Aside from that, I did also want to say that we have a lot of events going on. A lot. Before I go into events, I do want to plug a certain website called mobilize.us. That's mobilize.us. It's the go-to place to figure out what Democratic events are happening in your area. All of our events are on there, so does surrounding clubs. For example, right next door we have the Carrollton Democratic Club. And we have the Democrats 380 that's also right next to us. Their events are on there as well. It's the go-to place to figure out what's going on for Democrats in your area. If you go there, for example, the other month, I was vacationing with my mom down in Florida, and I pulled up the website, and it showed me the events that are happening in the Florida area. So what that website does is it finds the local Democratic events in the area that you're at. So it's very, very helpful. But there's also I put some notes in my phone, but now I realize I can't pull that up because my phone's in use right now. There are 2 very important events that I want to highlight tomorrow. As you may know, there is an effort right now by the Texas State Legislature to apply redistricting to our congressional districts. This is an insane power grab, and it shows just how desperate our governor is in order to manipulate our elections. This is not the time of year to do redistricting. This is not after the census. They're trying to do redistricting as a power grab while not having any new census data at all. It's obviously an act of desperation. But there's 2 opportunities you're going to have tomorrow where you can speak to our legislatures. There's one online where you can speak to the Texas state senators at 3 p.m. And there's another one at 5 p.m. in person where you can speak to the Texas House legislatures as well. I'm taking myself because all that info is on my phone. But again, 3 p.m. tomorrow is online, on Zoom for the state senate. And the 5 o'clock one, I believe, is in Arlington. You can probably speak more to this, but I believe it's in Arlington at 5 p.m. For our call correctly, you do have to show half an hour advance to register to speak, though.
You need to be checking in at 4 o'clock in order to register to speak. There's going to be a rally before, which I believe starts at 3. And then so it's going to be 3 o'clock for the rally, 4 o'clock, make sure you're there to register to speak, and then the event starts at 5.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's really important that we speak to our legislatures here. By the way, we have one here today, so you'll be able to speak to her shortly as well. So that's really interesting, because there's a lot going on here in Texas, and we really need to focus on these things. But I would also like to take some time here today to introduce you to the candidates who are running for office. What's really nice about this is an opportunity to see the people who are running for office in your area. It's not just something where you see them talking on the TV, but you can hear them give their introduction up here, and then you can talk to them after we're done with the presentations here today. So, I'd like to begin introducing some of our candidates. Sandy, would you like to come up here? Tell us who you are, what you're running for, and where people can find more information about you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sandeep Srivastava, and I am running on House District 66 against Matt Shani. And I'm running for reducing the property taxes, save our public schools from these voucher scams, work for the teachers, affordable healthcare in Texas, and the insurance, auto and home insurances are skyrocketing. We have to put a cap on it. We have to work on it. Otherwise, after a few years, it will be very hard to get insurance in Texas. So my website is sandeepfortexas.com, and this is the district where we are standing, comes under 66. If you are living this side of Tollway and west side of Kuwait from Plano and Frisco, and then everyone in Prosper and Salina. So that is my district. So please, if you don't live, if you have family, friends, tell them. This election is going to be very important in 26. We know. And we need every one of our voters to go out and vote. Because how we can win? If we can get one more vote than our opponent, we can win. So every vote is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for running. It's really important that we have people running, especially here in Frisco, Texas, at the state house level. Okay? I almost forgot to mention this. Frisco is very, very gerrymandered. We have 3 state house districts here in Frisco. 3. We're literally slicing the thirds. So, this is running for District 66. So, thank you for that. I think we also have a proxy up here. Did you want to speak up on your candidate? All right, thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Mike Baumgartner. I'm here on behalf of Evan Hunt. He's running for United States Congress in District 3. Evan is a combat veteran, 10-year businessman. He's ready to go toe-to-toe with Keith Self on day 1 and represent our needs in Congress. He knows how Washington works. He knows that it's not working. And he knows that we need to get the majority in order to make it work for us again. We have an event on August 7th. That is 2 weeks at the Sanctuary in McKinney. That is our Collin County kickoff event. We would love to see you all there. You can go on electedhunt.com to see all of our events that are upcoming. And we hope to get you involved real soon. Let's win this thing.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. We have so many candidates here today. Another one is Jordan. You want to come up here, tell us who you are, what you're running for, and where people can find out more information about you, sir.
Thank you all. My name is Jordan Wheatley. I'm a 4th grade public school teacher that is running for U.S. Congress. Also in the 3rd congressional district, ready to take on Keith Self just as well. So, I get to see the problems that we all face every day in my classroom, but through the lens of the students. Inside that classroom, I get to see how excited they are and hopeful they are for their futures. Outside that classroom is a different story. I get to see the world that unfortunately they're being left with. I believe that they deserve better, and I believe that we deserve better. That's why I'm running. So growing up, I grew up in a double-wide trailer. My dad was a coal miner. My mom was a school bus driver when growing up, but still is. You won't get to not see that. And, my dad was fired due to bad policies that unfortunately we wrote as Democrats. I also watched the other party, the Republican Party, deny us our hand up in our time of need because we made $23 too much on paper. So when I get up here and I talk about our issues and the issues that my students face, I'm not up here reciting headlines or talking points. I'm talking about things that I've lived and I see students in my classroom go through every day, and each and every one of you. I believe that we deserve leaders who invest in the community, show up in the community, and actually care about the community. Right now, we don't have that. So if elected as your next congressman, wherever, it could be all of you at this point, who knows? I want to fight to fully fund education. Because the future of what America can be is sitting in those classrooms. I want an affordable public health care option for all of us so that no one is gambling with their health because they're afraid of the bill. And truthfully, one of the most important things is an economy that actually works for all of us. Right now we have corporations and ultra-wealthy who do whatever they want, unchecked, in a system that was designed for them, not designed for us. And it's time we take that back. I'm ready to do it. I've been a fighter my entire life. The system's trying to keep me down, but I'm here right now and ready to go. So you can find all our information at jordanfortexas.com. I know everybody gets up here and say we can win, but it's true. We can win. Texas is ready to change, not just here in Freshman District 3 or 66 where Sandeep is, but the whole state. It's going to take all of us so get involved, whether it's my campaign, their campaign, or Vicky's campaign, it's going to take all of us, and we need you. So thank you all. My name is Jordan Wheatley, running for Congress in Freshman District 3 as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that. My apologies, I realizing we're doing a dance with a microphone right now. But the next candidate we have coming up here is a real treat today. I'm so glad that she can come out here. Her name is Vicky Goodwin. She's a current state House representative. She's running against Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick to be our next lieutenant governor.
Well, good evening, Frisco Democrats. So good to be here with you. So I am Vicky Goodwin. I'm in my 4th term in the Texas House. I ran for the first time in 2018. Trump won in 2016. Who here was in shock? I was in shock and I said, I've got to do something more. I'm going to run for office. People sometimes say, why did you decide to run for the Texas House? Well, when I was growing up, my mom was very involved in public schools. She ended up being on the Dallas School Board in 1989. She got frustrated because it wasn't the school board that decided how much money went to the schools, it was the Texas legislature. So my passion for public schools comes from my mom and all the work that she did. But also, I don't live in the city limits, so I can be a city council member. What is going on today after Trump got elected to his 2nd term is very similar to what happened in 2018. We see people coming out of the woodwork saying, oh my God, what's just happened? I've got to get involved. In 2026, we have a huge opportunity to flip seats in the Texas House and to flip statewide races. That opportunity scares Trump. His policies are unpopular. His popularity rating is sinking. And so, because of that desperation, he had the Department of Justice write a letter to Texas telling Abbott to redraw our congressional districts. Now, in 2020, they tried similar tactics to change the election laws after the election was stolen. And we knew that this was going to be bad news. This was going to disenfranchise voters. So Democrats broke quorum in 2021, and I was one of them. We went to Washington, D.C. The Republicans hated that, even though we ultimately came back and they ultimately passed some bad bills. But they didn't want us to do that again, so they changed the rules. And now there is a $500 a day fine for any individual member who does cornbread. But regardless, our democracy is worth using every tool in the toolbox. Y'all agree? There have been a lot of conversations among members, and our congressional colleagues have been on Zoom calls with us. And they have been here talking to us, saying that we have to do everything possible to stop redistricting. Now, personally, I think at a time when Trump is doing so many awful things, I don't know how Republicans can win any congressional district at this time. But Regardless, they have computer programs, and there's a lot of people out there who don't really understand who Democrats are and what we stand for. So it's incumbent upon us to educate them and let them know what it is we're trying to do. So I'm running for lieutenant governor because our current lieutenant governor is corrupt, because he runs the Senate with an iron fist, and because he has bad policy. But what I'm running for is to support our public schools, to increase access to health care, to work on water issues, and housing affordability. Now, when it comes to health care, I believe women should be able to make their own personal private health care decisions. And doctors have come to me saying that we have this epidemic of gun violence, and we've got to do something about it. I served on Homeland Security and Public Safety for 3 sessions. I knew that in Texas, passing laws around guns would be very difficult. So I worked with the Department of Public Safety to try to close one of the loopholes around background checks. Now, I tried to pass a bill that would have installed universal background checks, everyone having to go through a background check before buying a gun. Most people agree with that. It makes sense. But that one wasn't going to pass, so I worked with DPS around a bill that has to do with your handgun license. So if someone has a handgun license, they can go into a gun store and bypass a background check. Now, they might have gotten the license years ago, they could have assaulted somebody in the meantime, and now, even though they're not legally able to buy a gun, they can, because of that little piece of plastic. DPS said it would be helpful if any gun seller would have to run that card number through the database. You can do it in seconds on your phone. There's an app, and make that a law. So I tried to pass that, it didn't pass. So simple things, because of the current leadership that we have in Texas, we can't get these things that make sense that the majority of Texans want. So that's why we need new leadership. And just remember, I need each and every one of you to spread the word. We need a good win for Texas.
Thank you for that, Vicki, and thank you very much for coming out here. It really means a lot to us. And we really hope that you're successful, because, guys, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he's real bad news. He's real bad news. He rolls over the state Senate with an iron fist. He's, I believe, is the person I blame for Ken Paxton not being fully impeached. It's because of people like him who allow our corrupt Attorney General to still have a job. Now, going past that, I didn't know if anyone else wanted to come up here and speak. Yes? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to the stage. His name is Jerry Sitka. He is the chair for the Collin County Democratic Party. Everyone, please meet Jerry Sitka.
Again, my name is Jerry Frisco. I'm the Collin County Democratic Party Chair, and what I want to talk to you today about is indeed what we need for 2026. If you are here on a Sunday afternoon when the Frisco Dem Club happy hour is rescheduled, that means you have the dedication to this cause. That means you are ready. You have to see one more thing. Are you willing to talk to your neighbors about who to vote for and that there's an election coming up? If those 2 things are there, then you are ready to be either a precinct chair or a precinct team member. So go to, if you're, I know we have Benton County, Collin County here, go to either website, CollinDemocrats.org and search up Benton County Democratic Party. I'm not sure the website exactly. But both of them have ways to go and see what your precinct chairs are. If you don't know what precinct number you are, look it up on your Collin County election site or your Denton County election site. There's tools there. Look on your voter registration card. See if you have a precinct chair. If you do, help them. They need the help. A precinct is 4,000 voters. They're Democratic precinct chairs representing the Democrats in that precinct, which means they have to go and try to contact 1,000 to 2,000 people. They need help. They can't do that alone. If you don't have a precinct chair, be the change. Start doing the work in your precinct. We need precinct chairs next year. In Collin County, we have 95 Democratic precinct chairs. There's over 160 Republican precinct chairs. We are not going to compete in 2026 ground games with those numbers. We have the votes in this county, just like we do in all the counties in DFW. This whole area is a blue area that is just voting red right now because we leave so many votes at home that people don't know there's elections, they don't know what's on the ballot, they don't know who to vote for. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals district, which covers this area, we lost 3 of the 4 seats last time. But at the top of the ticket in those areas, Kamala Harris won. That's because the people that went to vote didn't know about those votes that are down ballot. So we need candidates like Vicki Goodwin, and we need candidates at the top of the ticket, but we also need to go all the way down. And the precinct chairs are the ones that inform the voters who is on that ballot at the top all the way to the bottom. So please consider getting involved with the precinct chair. I'm just going to bring up a couple of events we have going on tomorrow at the Gay Library. McKinney goes down El Dorado. We have a Trans 101 training. That is open to anyone who wants to come and learn about the special session and some of the horrible bills that are going to be passed going to prevent people from using the bathroom that they identify with. You know, do you want someone who looks like a man who was born a female going into a woman's restroom? That's what they're going to force people to do, or they'll get to yank people out, or they'll misgender someone and say we think they're in the wrong bathroom. So learn about that tomorrow, Gay Library. Next weekend, on Saturday, we have a protest at Park and Crescent in Plano. That protest is against the BBB and against redistricting. So dual protest. And then later in the day, 5:30, at the Russell Creek Park, which isn't too far from here, that is our community picnic, open to anyone who wants to come. We will have some candidates there, some statewide candidates, local candidates, a great chance to meet them, talk to them. Just be amongst a bunch of Democrats, enjoy yourself. So please come out to that. All of this can be found at calldemocrats.org. Go to the Get Involved tab, there's a calendar there. You'll see all of our events. If you don't get our rally newsletter, just sign up on there as well. You'll see all these events on there. So thank you, get involved. This is your call to action. We have to win 2026. It's so important. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I'll sum up that a little bit too. I'll say that being a precinct chair can actually be really fun. I've been a precinct chair for quite a while, and it's a really fun way to get involved. If you live in the, I know that we're here in Frisco, where some of us are in Denton County, others are in Collin County. You can go to either website, DentonCountyDemocrats.org, or you can find the Collin County Democrats as well, and you can get involved from there. And you really should. I will say that another thing that Jeremy said that reminded me to say is that we do not live in a red state. We live in a non-voting state, where half of the people are registered to vote, and half of those even show up to the voting booth. We do not live in a red state, we live in a non-voting state. And I know a lot of Democrats think to themselves, oh, well, it's deep red, my vote doesn't matter. No, I say this. I say the lower the turnout, the lower the voting turnout, the more the difference your vote makes. The fact that we have low voting turnout means that your vote actually makes more of a difference, especially at the local level, because we've seen candidates run for office and lose by merely 10 or 20 votes. Like that happens a lot. So please do get involved. Become a precinct chair if you can. It would really make a difference. I really promise you that. That said, going forward, I feel like there's a bunch of other things I'm forgetting to say, but Georgina, did you want to say anything? Or I know sometimes you have to grab the microphone.
Oh, no, not today.
That's it.
Actually, she does. Okay. Folks, I do want to introduce, most of you guys know Georgiana, but she is our new field director here in North Texas. So she'll be working for us. You guys all know what a dynamic she is. She's absolutely fabulous. I've only been working with her 2 weeks, and she jumped right into this thing, and wow, I'm impressed. So please, anything that you need to get from Vicki, let her know. We also have a sign-up sheet up here. If you can sign up on that, if you want to use yard signs in the future, those kinds of things. Make sure you sign in with our sheet, and we'll be able to get that stuff for you as well. Go for it.
Thank you, Alan. I'm almost getting used to talking to a microphone, so bear with me. And I just want to say a few words about how I met Vicki and why I started working with her. Back when Hava was running, she did, well, several things for Hava. One, she would hold, I think it was weekly meetings to try and mentor the new candidates who were running across the state. Now, how many of y'all know, when we were working with other candidates, how many of them were mentoring other candidates while they're running? Okay, yes, I can think of one. And to me, that meant a lot. Well, not only did So, and then that's when I got to meet her. I heard her speak, and went up to Austin, met her again. And to be honest, every time I've seen her speak, every time I've met her, it has been impressive. Because she is not a me, she is a we. And that is what we need. We need candidates who are running statewide, who want to help the down ballot, and just in general want to help everyone. Even when she was just in Austin, as she is now as represented, her goal wasn't just to help people only in Austin. It is going to help everybody throughout the state. This is the kind of lieutenant governor we need. We need someone who sees everyone, who's not an I, who's not a me, but who is a we. If we have more people like this running statewide, we will win. So when we think about who we're going to support, let's support those who support others, and that is going to be a good one. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. And in order to support her, I had this nice little sheet. Fill it out. My job is to help put you in the volunteer position that you want to do, so we can be as successful as we can possibly be. So if there's something you don't want to do, don't worry. My job is to find out what it is that you want to do, what you're good at, and make it work. You want to come and help. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And thank you to all the candidates coming out, especially Amy Goodwin. Thank you for coming out. I know you came a long distance to get here. Now, with that said, I'm going to close a little bit, but I am going to first say, you guys don't have to go home with anything. Please do hang out. This is your opportunity to meet the candidates who are running for office. This is your time to have one-on-one conversations with them, ask any questions that you want to have, that you have. That said, oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I forgot to have that in my notes. We are finally doing our donations again. We did this almost about a year ago. We're finally starting to do it again, where we try to give to local organizations in our area. Right now, the Frisco Democratic Club is trying to support Stacks for Seniors. Stacks for Seniors is a local area. I believe it's not just Frisco, it's also a large DFW area, but it's donating certain types of grocery items. I believe that we have a list here, different things that we can, if you were to pass it over to us, we will pass it over to Stacks for Seniors. Sharon right here, I think, has a list of different items that we will, if you come to one of our events, whether it be our breakfast club or this happy hour, if you say, hey, we want to support Stacks for Seniors too, here is, some paper towels or one of the grocery items, we'll pass it over to Stacks for Seniors to help our seniors in our local area. So, with that said, I do want to thank you all again very much for coming out here. This is not our normal day. We had to reschedule very much later than I would have liked. But thank you guys for still showing up today. I'm so happy to see so many local Democrats come out here to support the Democratic Party. I will also say that we also need to support our sponsors. One of our sponsors is a woman in the county of Dangerfield. She is a realtor. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, not just in the Frisco area, but also above around here, County of Dangerfield, she's a very awesome realtor, and she also supports this club. And also, I do want to also say, please support the wait staff here. Jake's Burgers and Beer has been really, really good to us. They really support us a lot. They give us this back room for free. So it's a place where we can get together and talk about democratic values and how to progress forward. And it's really helpful that we have this venue to support us. So please take your wait staff. It would mean the world to us because this venue is really nice to us. With that said, thank you all so much for coming out. We apologize for the rescheduling, but thank you for being here and thank you for the candidates for coming out as well. And now, with that said, thank you all. Have a good weekend and please go meet your candidates.